I saw Willie came out with a video here called 10 more hardcore WoW tips that you didn't know you needed. Perhaps we're gonna learn something new today, guys, about hardcore that we didn't know. The video seemed pretty interesting to me, so I figured we will give it a little watch here. Let's see what this is, guys.
You can do this. Why some Did you know that you can do this?
Okay.
Why some chests can be a trap? Or that this random vendor in the middle of nowhere sells something
Frost
which makes
oil.
an endgame dungeon much easier. Vanilla WoW is full of strange and often unobvious interactions.
It is.
And whether you've been playing this game from launch in 2004 or from Classic in 2019, you'll find that throughout playing
2004, baby.
hardcore, when you really
Actually,
start
5.
paying attention, some things don't quite work the way that you thought they did.
Okay.
Either that or you end up learning some things which are completely new. There is
Honestly, as a person that's been playing since way back in the day, there is still things I figure out that I have no idea even existed. It's really cool how you can still learn stuff like that. It's
always
crazy.
tons to talk about with Vanilla WoW. So I'm back today with 10 more tips for
Yeah,
your
it's insane.
hardcore journey. First up is the fact that Blizzard have put vendors everywhere in the world, and some of them have very good and unique items.
Odd sells a really good dagger that you can use, and there's also like the vendor in Northern Barrens, there's a vendor in Northern Loch Modan. There's a lot of vendors like these that are really nice, and they actually sell quite good weapons. Yeah.
Items on them. The real trick here is knowing where to look.
Oh,
now,
yeah?
the list of unique items on vendors would be way too big to go over here, so I've been seeing what options there are add-on wise to check out and help you with. And I found through using Handy Notes with Handy Notes NPCs with these options selected, the vendors throughout the world will appear on your minimap alongside a full list of items which they sell. Now there is
Wait, that's broken! It feels like you're cheating, dude. Oh my god, so you can just see where every single vendor is with that?
is the small issue of not being able to hover over the list to, you know,
Wait,
see
that's busted! You could say that's pretty handy. Wait, so it shows every single item that this guy can sell and for how much and everything. Damn.
what stats they have, but often you can make an educated guess based upon the item name as well as the icon. Either that or some good old-fashioned Googling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's classic after all. The game gives you plenty of time between...
Yeah, imagine not memorizing everything like an absolute vanilla WoW spurk, right?
running to different areas. Or you could use this add-on as, I'm in the area, I can see there's a vendor here, let's go check out what they have. You do tend to get very well itemized greens with some combination of your main stat and stamina. The vendor I mentioned at the start is Brokin. He's a goblin in the ruins of Alterac that sells the recipe for alchemists to craft frost oil.
And not only that though, he actually sells potions as well. So if you're not an alchemist, go up to any alchemist supply trainer or like vendor and they might have some potions you can get, right? And Brokin here might have some too.
Not only is this used in the quest line to unlock the nifty stopwatch, but it's also needed for Diamore North tribute runs in order to trap one of the bosses, meaning you don't have to run the risk of trying to sneak around him.
It's really good.
Which on a one-life character towards the end game is an option you're always going to want. On top of vendors being everywhere, there are also class trainers all over the place as well.
With the rogue trainer in Booty Bay, dude. That has come in so handy so many times, bro.
These same settings on Handy Notes, they should also appear on the map for you. Did you know there's a warrior trainer in Theramore, a rogue trainer in Booty Bay, or multiple hunter trainers in Ashenvale? Well, some of them are faction specific, and they can't reset talents like the trainers in big cities can.
They're like pleb trainers basically, but if you need a little bit of stuff, you can get that link video. I'll link it when we're done watching,
But hey, if you just got a level and you want to learn some new spell ranks, there might be a trainer a bit nearer than you think. Next is a tip that can be used right from your starter zone to the end game, and that is abusing mob pathing to kite them.
See, I'm a little bit on the fence on this one. Obviously, dude, these things are very good, man. Like, being able to, like, abuse some pathing to, like, kill mobs feels like you're cheesing a little bit because you are, but honestly, it's clever use of game mechanics, and if you know you can do it, why not use it, right?
Throughout the world, there will be small barriers or ledges, fences that the player can jump over that enemy mobs cannot. When you find one of these, the enemy will have to run the long, or I guess what is the shortest path for them to get to you.
I think the most broken part of, like, the most broken way of these is the Cyclonian one. So if you do the Warrior Cyclonian quest in Hillsbed Foothills, you can utilize the river to, like, kite him indefinitely across the river. It's extremely broken. You don't even need to touch him basically at all. And that's definitely the most broken version of these, right? For sure.
With many things in vanilla WoW, this doesn't always work when you expect it to, or vice versa. Good practice areas include where Princess is in Elwyn Forest, or the ledges around the large building ruins of Alterac. It turns dangerous quests, such as the one here where you have to defeat 15 elite ogres, from something that's really scary and dangerous to not all that bad. Provided you are playing a class that can kite them, of course. Either way, if it's a hard quest, look for a place to abuse mob pathing.
It's just the easy and nice way of being able to do that. Now we're in the boats. Oh.
You can also hit mobs directly through walls. This works because, I don't know really. It just does.
But so can the mobs. This is a two-way street, brother, okay?
Does work. If a mob is positioned close enough to a wall where it's technically inside of your melee range, you will be
actually didn't know you could pull that through that right there.
To right-click it and aggro it.
I did not know that.
If you're playing a Tauren because they have longer than average attack ranges. The enemy will usually hit you back once before pathing out of whatever building it was onto you. This also works attacking units which are above you, below you, anything really. If it's close enough to a wall, you can hit it. Now this probably isn't always a very good idea, as chances are whenever you hit something, it's going to social aggro a bunch of other mobs on the way out. But if you're playing a class that can handle that situation, it's better than just running into a building and body pulling stuff. Moving on though,
be smart
everyone
about it.
Loves finding a chest out.
Dude, listen man, chests are such a bait, man, okay? It is so rare you find anything good in those chests. Like, oh my god, dude, if I can kill these like 4 or 5 mobs, I can get this chest. Surely this chest guarded by 6 mobs is gonna be so insane. And you open it up and you get like, you know, delicious cave mold. But the thing about that though is it's the FOMO, man. You see the chest and you know it's probably gonna be a bad one. There's not gonna be anything good. But just this small chance of there being something good, I want to go for it, right? It's just, I know it's such a small chance, but I want to have that chance, right? What's up, Jack? Not good to see you, Sudox, as well. Always great for chest, dude. You never know what you're gonna find. It's like a, you know, it's a little lockbox opening, dude. It's sick. You know?
World, and you always feel kind of in a rush to loot it as soon as possible. You don't want that scenario where somebody else rolls up and they take it after you've cleared an area around it. But if you've just barely cleared enough mobs to where you can click it and there are a few left, you probably aren't done yet. When you click on a chest, enemies within line of sight in a small radius will run to defend it. It's
the same thing with mining ores, like ores and herb as well. They have like a large aggro range whenever you pull a thing. So if there's mobs next to it, they'll probably aggro you.
Tip is here to try and line of sight behind something when you click a chest, though not to risk aggroing anything else. You can even still loot chests that are behind solid walls if you're close enough to click them.
That's pretty cool.
It works in a similar way to attacking mobs through walls. Next are reset spots. Similar to vendors,
there's a lot of these
all over the world and not super obvious to recognize because
they are, man, because any surface you can go up that like you have to jump to, the mobs can't get to you, right? So if you jump on a little log like this and the spider's down there, it obviously can't reach you, so it resets, right? You know, there's a lot of spaces, like there's a lot of places like this. Like every single zone has a lot of reset spots, right?
They're not totally intended as vendors are.
This one right here,
too, yeah. A reset spot is a place where the player can get to where mobs have no way to reach them. This will cause them to eventually evade and in time reset.
Go up here.
You typically want to look for tree branches that are hanging down, bits of stone ruins that are elevated in some way, or a place where you can jump from one raised platform onto another. Just like knowing these things could help you out maybe in a dungeon run that goes wrong where you need to look for an exit.
It's really good.
Either that or remember that leaving a group when inside an instance will force Hearthstone you after 1 minute has passed, even if you are in combat. Next up, have you ever been in the questing area where you have to kill X type of mobs and there is quite literally 0 of what you need spawning?
Oh my god, dude, the scorpions and desolates, bro. Nobody ever killed the stupid basilisks because they share respawns with the basilisks and they're... Everybody always kills the scorpions because you need those, but you don't need the basilisks for anything at all. So people just leave them up all the time. It's the same thing with the spoders in Western Plaguelands, man. Nobody wants to kill the spoders, but the spoders shares respawns with the wolves, which people need, right? So there's just a buttload of spiders, but there's no wolves at all, dude. It is ridiculous, bro.
This will be due to shared spawns.
The cooking quest in Teneris with birds and hyenas. I actually don't think I've ever done that quest, to be fair.
Shared spawns are an interesting mechanic which, as their name suggests, mean that certain mobs share respawn timers with others.
Yeah.
Some notable examples are the Harpies in Stone Talon Mountains. In
really?
the quest
Yeah.
Harpies Threaten. You have to kill a whole bunch of different Harpies here, and someone at Blizzard threw loads of extras on shared respawn timers. The Horde quest Hunt the Savages in the Hinterlands. The Owl Beasts and Stalkers over there will share spawns. And perhaps the most well-known one are the Spiders and Wolves in Western Plagueland.
This stupid quest, man. This goddamn stupid quest, dude. I hate this quest. It's really, you only need 8 wolves, and it's honestly really easy, but like there's just never any wolves up at all. So you end up having to kill all the spoders, dude.
Done this quest at some point and wondered why there are 1 or 2 wolves in the entire zone. But in fact, there are loads of them. They just share spawns with the spiders. When you come across a quest with shared spawns, all you can do is get to grinding and spawn the mob type that you need until somebody else is on the same quest, zooms in and takes the mob you've been forcing to spawn.
Yeah, you spend a half an hour clearing spoders, then some tool comes around and yoinks the wolves. That's always how it goes, dude.
How do you recognize you're on a shared spawn quest? Here's the fun part. You don't.
Yep.
Nothing in the game tells you that this is happening. You can only assume if the spawn rates are really bad, it might be a shared spawn quest.
Yep.
Next is a tip I have about threat generation. When you think about threat, normally you think
I might need this tip, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Tanks using abilities with bonus modifiers such as Sunder or Heroic Strike, people restoring health from potions or healing, and dealing damage. What also causes threat is pretty much everything else as well, just not as noticeably as those previous examples. If you drink a mana potion, that causes threat. If you buff an ally, that causes threat. If you are in combat and you do a thing, that causes threat. Just be aware of this in group scenarios or when playing a pet class.
A big thing that people don't know is like bandages. So whenever you put down a target dummy and then you want to target dummy into bandage, the bandage builds up threat, right? So you can over-aggro the threat that the target dummy has, which a lot of people probably don't know either, right?
So some classes have bonus threat generation on their abilities, which they kind of don't want.
Mind Blast does threat more, really.
Mage's Counterspell, or Shaman's Earthshock. I guess the lore reasoning is people get mad at you if you attack their mind or something, which is totally different from having a rogue kick you in the face to interrupt a spell. That absolutely wouldn't cause bonus threat or anything. Up next is the fact that your most class-defining abilities and items are locked behind quests. I really like class quests in vanilla and was kind of sad to see them go in TBC and beyond.
I think it's so cool, man. It's the same thing with, thank you, Aloris, for the 12 months.
Guzu yump, Guzu yum.
Thank you for the 12 months, Aloris. The same thing with the rogue quests, man, like where you gotta go to like the tower and like, you know, you gotta sap some mobs and go up the tower and get your poison. Also the warrior quest for berserker stands where you gotta go to the Frey Island, and also what is it called, the one where you get your totems as a shaman, and like, you know, what is it called, like Aquaform as a druid. All those quests are just what makes the classes unique and cool. Like having something unique to your class is amazing. It's actually really, really sick. I like that a lot. I think it's awesome.
I guess the closest
I bought some new shirts, guys.
Since is a Legion, perhaps, with the class order halls. That expansion had a ton of class and spec identity. Anyway, sometimes class quests give you a minor reward, such as a green item, which is just okay, and it can.
I know people hate the Aquaform quest, but it's a cool idea, and it's a cool in an RPG, like a role-playing game, MMO. It's sick. It's sick having those quests, because it's like, oh yeah, you gotta like go all over the world and stuff like that, but it's amazing having like that lore to your character and makes it feel like a real world, right? I think it's cool.
Levels. Sometimes they give you something which completely changes how you play your character. Druids get Bear Form at level 10, and Paladins get Redemption at level 12. Shamans get Totems from Earth at level 4 to Air at 30. Warlocks will learn most of their demons through quests.
It's cool.
And so much more.
Oh yeah, forgot about all the Warlock quests. That's actually a really good point as well. Like, you know, when you get your Imp and your White Walker, your Succubus, everything like that, it's like a special quest for that. It's really, really cool. I like that a lot. Especially your Infernal. You gotta go kill like a big boy Infernal, right? It's badass.
Class quests are an awesome addition to the game, and whilst not every single one gives
Labyrinth?
you something that's going to completely change the game for you, they're often worth completing sooner rather than later.
That one too,
I want
man.
to talk about stats and point out in some way
the stats. Okay.
is how they are different in
Thank you.
vanilla.
Seriously, thank you for the 5 subs, and also Yolori, thank you for the 300.
Pull. Spirit is typically seen as a healer stat, but in Classic at low levels, it's good for literally every single class in the game.
Spirit is unironically the best stat, like up until level like 15 or 20. The amount of like regen it gives you is ridiculous. It is so busted early level, man. Lancefar, good to see you. Spirit is really good early levels.
Due to how health and mana regen works when you're first starting out. Yes, it's even good for rogues and warriors. Many classes scale differently with stats than you would expect too. Shamans gain 2 points of attack power per strength, and agility, at least offensively, only gives them crit. Ferals gain 2 points of attack power per strength too, but...
No, they don't, Willy! You donkey! Did he really say that?
Gives them crit. Ferals gain 2 points of attack.
Okay, he said ferals. Oh, I thought he said... It's because he showed rogue footage. Sorry, he showed rogue footage, and I thought he was talking about a rogue, right? Okay, okay, my brain got confused. He showed rogue footage, but he talked about ferals. Okay, Willy, I apologize for calling you a donkey. You are not a donkey. You're a beautiful man. Okay. Because a lot of people think that rogues gets 2 points of agility or 2 points of attack power per agility. It's 1 point per agility and 1 point per strength for rogue. Druid is correct as he said. Okay, the footage and the voice interfered with my brain. Okay, Willy, you're good.
Power per strength too, but when in cat, scale off 1 attack power per point of agility. Rogues also gain 1 attack power per strength, but agility's a better stat. It gives them 1 attack power as well as dodge and crit.
The amount of people I have argued with in my stream that think that the rogues like scale differently. Oh my gosh, dude. Thank you, Willy, for clarifying that.
Also, agility gives you more stats on top of that, such as 2 armor per point obtained, as well as a small bonus to your dodge chance. Strength, in addition to increasing damage, also increases
Why are we all banning Nordy today? He's getting blasted, okay.
Certain classes can block whilst using a shield by a very small amount. Intellect increases spell critical strike chance and mana, and improves the rate at which your character levels their weapon skills. In Classic, you would sometimes see a warrior with arcane intellect and random unequipped cloth gear, just going about...
I've done this, man. I have done this so many gosh darn times.
And leveling up all the different weapons on the immune mobs in the blasted lands. The simplest stat in the game is probably stamina. 1 point equals gain 10 more health. And for hardcore characters is a stat you need to carefully consider. I like to carry 2 rough item sets, one more offensively set up for mob grinding or easier zones. This will have more of my main stat and my beneficial secondary stats. For example, on a hunter, using items that are of the falcon or of the wolf, versus when I'm starting a new zone, doing elite quests, or just
Dude, Willy has 2 sets for leveling? Bro, there is no way I will ever do that, man. My bag space will be absolutely in the gutter if I do that, dude. I have 1 set of gear and that's it. There is no shot I'm building 2 sets of gear, man. Oh my god, Willy, dude, he's a gamer.
Level things in general, I'd re-equip items which have more stamina on again, just for that extra bit of health. Speaking of stats and farming, there are many classes that can benefit heavily from the 5-second rule. This is after not casting spells which cost mana for 5 seconds, you'll begin to regenerate mana every 2 seconds. The amount will depend on your class and the amount of spirit that you have. It's particularly useful on Priest, Warlock, and Hunter. Each of these classes can apply a dot or send a pet in, and then gradually wand or auto-shot the target down. And that's about all I have for today. It does feel like whenever you think you know everything about Vanilla WoW, there is always something else which you just haven't heard about yet.
And that's what makes the game so awesome. It literally feels like a world you can continue to explore even like this deep into it. It's amazing. I love it.
Event, hopefully you found something new or useful here, and do drop any more helpful tips down below. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening in, and I'll see you on the next one very soon.
Good video. I actually like this. This was a nice little video talking about some hardcore stuff and some fun little facts about Vanilla. Good video, man.